Welcome to Fitness 365. I'm your host, Joyce Jackson. Today we turn our focus to breast cancer. Right now in the United States alone, nearly 3 million women are battling the deadly disease. Some will not win the fight. For those still in the battle, we will offer exercises that you can do at the gym, at home, and even at work. We will also provide nutrition tips. And later on, you'll gain motivation from Lisa Allison, a Laurel resident who is doing all that she can to fight the disease. But folks, I'm not going to do this show all alone. Joining me, my co-host. First off, Conversion Fitness founder and owner, Leona Brown. She's a master fitness trainer and certified strength and conditioning specialist. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Joyce.
This disease is something that is prevalent in every woman's life. You yourself had 3 scares, and your mother is a breast cancer survivor. How was that for you and your family to go through?
Well, I was a teenager when I found out my mom had breast cancer, and it was a disease that we didn't know about. And she was a bodybuilder, and she was active, and it just hit us out of nowhere.
It often happens like that, and we're going to find out more about it later on in the show. And fellas, we have not forgotten about you. Coming now to the stage, owner and founder of Advanced Sports Performance and Strength and Conditioning expert, D'Angelo Kennard.
I try.
You try. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, you want to shake?
Yeah,
He's going to shake. So you have worked with many people who have different forms of cancer, even breast cancer survivors. How devastating can this disease be, and how can exercise help them?
Exercise can help them with their motivation. I mean, treatment is something that ravages the body, so it empowers them. But also, just in our interaction, I gain inspiration and motivation from them as well. And we use that as a form of treatment, both mentally and physically, but also it strengthens their body for the long run. So once they come in, they're looking to train. Once they have a good baseline and they're fighting, they continue that. So just like with the battling the terrible disease, they're battling to fight for their life and be as healthy and as productive so that they can inspire others. So it's a pleasure.
All right. You guys are going to help me right now. You're going to show me some exercises that they can do in the gym, right, D'Angelo?
Absolutely.
And Leona, you're going to show me some things that these ladies can do at home, correct?
Absolutely.
All right. Get ready, folks. Get your gym clothes together. It's time to exercise.
As Joyce mentioned, we're going to give you a variety of different exercises to help you cope with your treatment and to strengthen your body. Tiffany's going to help me out today. And what we're going to focus on is using our weights, but functional movements that you use every day. So we want to engage the core, the legs, the upper body, so that we stay in that fat burning zone. That's going to be an efficient way to burn calories and lose fat. All right, so we're going to start off, Tiffany. We're going to grab the rope here. She's going to face me with a nice wide stance. And we're going to work a rotational movement. Her core is tight. Good. Make sure you exhale as you come down. So we're working our core, obliques, abdominals, and the shoulders as well. And if we want to elevate that movement, we can add a different element. So we're going to add a squat. So as we rotate, she's going to engage in the squat. Good. She's dropping her hips, being sure to keep your knees behind your toes. So now we're involving the legs more, the glutes as well. Good. Good. Give me one more. Perfect. So our next movement, we're going to actually face the stack. Good. We're going to back straight up. Good. And we're going to go to a rear delt movement. So we're going to bring the weight straight back. We're going to work right across the shoulders and arms. And we're working in opposition. We want to do a front-facing movement and a back-facing movement. Good. And notice again, she's keeping the elbows nice and high. Good. She's going to exhale as she comes back. And the focus is on squeezing the shoulder blades together. Perfect. And just as before, we're going to elevate that movement. We're going to add a squat. So we're going to squat down and pull back. Good. And pull back. So again, we're engaging the core, the legs, and the glutes. And if you didn't know, those glutes are those big muscles in the back. Good. Perfect. All right. And we're going to have Tiffany relax. Good. We're going to move nice and close. So now we want to isolate the arms. Good. Keep the hands there. Good. Let's turn this way. Good. And we're going to work the triceps. So just bring it straight on down. Good. A little closer. Good. And we're going to work right through the back of the arm. So there's those good Michelle Obama muscles here. Good. Everyone's those. Good. And notice her elbow isn't moving. We're not shifting that weight back and forth because that engages the shoulders more than the triceps. And again, we're going to keep that core nice and tight. You're going to hear me say that a lot because it's vitally important to work through that core. That protects the lower back and prevents any injury in there. Good, perfect. And one more. Perfect job, Tiffany. Good. So now we're going to take that from our torso, our upper torso to our lower torso. Make a slight adjustment. And we're going to engage in those same movements. Good. Notice how we grasp the handles here. They're facing upward. Good. Same thing. Going to face me, Tiffany. Legs are wide. And that same rotational movement. Good. So we're coming straight across the body. Again, we're engaging the core. And this is going to be a little more shoulder intensive because we're bringing the weight from a lower position to a high position. Good. And again, we're going to exhale on our way up. That's what we refer to as our explosive part of the movement. Good. And again, we want to make this a little more challenging. We're going to add a squat to it. So let's add that squat, Tiffany. Squat down low and exhale as we come up. So again, we're working total body. We're elevating that heart rate, so we're getting a cardiovascular benefit from it. And remember to breathe. You find a lot of people making tight faces and they're struggling to get through the movement. We want to make this comfortable. And again, if you're going through a cancer treatment, you want to select an appropriate weight. As long as we're engaging the total body, we're burning calories, and we're building strong muscle. How are we doing there, Tiffany? Good. All right, so we're going to go ahead and relax. So we're going to face the stack just as we did before. Good. Hands come over the top this time. Perfect. Good. And we're going to come straight on back. Legs are wide once again. Stabilize. And we're going to come with an upright row. So we just changed the angle. Still working the back. That gives us that nice V taper for the ladies or that nice broad chest for the guys. Good. And again, that core is nice and tight. And we want to make that movement more intense. Let's add our squat. So we're going to squat down nice and low. Good. And up. Good. We're going to exhale on our way up. And again, you're going to feel more in the legs here because the weight is elevated. That angle makes the difference. Good. Again, the core is tight. And that pull motion, we're working a little bit of the bicep. And of course, right here through our subscapular and our rear delts. Good. All right. We're going to bring Tiffany nice and close. And we're going to flip the handles once again. Turn to the side. And we're going to go to our bicep movement. So we work the triceps on the upper part. So now we're working the front of the arm, the biceps. And again, elbows are nice and tight. Core is nice and tight as well. Good. So we're working in opposition, working both sides. Good. And again, this looks nice and easy for Tiffany, so we want to add our squat. So let's back up. And this time, instead of squatting up and down, we're going to do what we call a static squat. Let's bring your feet shoulder width apart. Squat down low. We're going to stabilize there and curl in space. So again, all those muscles are engaged. And notice we're keeping it nice and controlled. Movements are safe. We're not jerking. We're not pulling too hard. Good. But we're engaging all those muscles. Good. Last one for me, Tiffany. And relax. And a good starting routine is to go through each of those movements 10 times. And then as you increase your health and fitness level, you can go through a second set and a third set. Remember, weight can be adjusted or the angle can be adjusted. What we want to do is engage the whole body. We want to make sure that we're strong, we're safe, and that we're doing what we can to prepare ourselves for battling cancer.
Welcome back, everybody, to Fitness 365. I'm your co-host, Leona Brown. In our earlier segment, D'Angelo Kennard talked about working out in the gym. We're going to transition to working out at home. I'm going to bring our lovely assistant, Tiffany, back in, and we're going to work on things at home. This is post-surgery, and you may not have gotten to the gym yet. We can do these things at home. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to work on squats. This is going to be getting your quads engaged. So Tiffany, we're going to show you a couple different exercises. We're going to show you from using a chair, just a basic chair that you have in your house, and then we'll incorporate a little bit of dumbbells or resistance bands if you have them. So the first thing we're going to do, you're going to start in the seated position, Tiffany. You're going to make sure your feet are shoulder width apart, okay? Good base. And then you're going to come up, engaging your core, keeping your core tight, and then squat back down. All right, and squatting back up. Make sure you're breathing the way you need to breathe. All right, squat back down. Exhale going up. Inhale going back down. You always want to make sure that you engage your core. And if you don't want to use the chair, you can take the chair back, and then you can just do a stationary squat. Right, Tiff? Good. And as you see, her feet are in line with her hips, and her back is also straight. All right, and one more. And relax. Okay? The next exercise we're going to transition to is we're going to do a full body movement, full cardio movement. We're going to get your arms involved as well as your squats. Okay? So I'm going to give Tiffany some dumbbells. Remember, you can use the dumbbells at home. If you don't have dumbbells, you don't have to use them. So we're going to incorporate this into what we call a squat thrust. So Tiffany's going to start in the squat position. She's going to come up. Yes. All right, squat up and then push your elbows up and go back down. Nice and easy motion. Always keeping her feet in line with her hips, keeping the back straight and breathing. Good. All right, let's give me 2 more, Tiff. That's perfect. This is a full body motion, incorporating the upper body as well as the lower body. And relax. How'd that feel? Good. Good? Okay. All right, we're going to incorporate back down to the seated position. All right, Tiff, I'm not going to work you out too hard. Go ahead and have a seat. All right. Now we went from just a squat to a squat thrust. Now we're going to focus basically on the upper body. So Tiff, I want you to put your feet together. Remember, you're just using a household item, just as easy as using a chair. Real easy movement. We're going to go ahead for a bicep curl. So Tiffany, want to put your palms in the neutral position and just curl up. Now here in this position, you want to make sure you keep your elbows really tight. And also you're wondering, well, how am I going to engage my core? Well, Tiffany's engaging the core right now. You engaging that core, Tiff?
Yes, nice and tight.
Keeping the core nice and tight. What you want to make sure is you keep your elbows in tight. Give a nice fluid movement. Keeping that core tight, Tiff?
Yes.
Core engagement all the way through the exercise. And relax. Good job. So if you figure that's a little bit too easy for you, you want to get an advanced movement. So Tiff, come to the front. You're going to put your feet together. Give a slight squat, slight flex of the knees, and do the same thing with the curl. So right now, you squat a little bit more for me, Tiff. So she's got good quad and glute engagement, keeping the elbows in tight. Feel the difference in that movement from in the chair?
Yes, definitely.
Absolutely, definitely. So give me 2 more like that. Make sure you're breathing. You also want to keep the back straight. You don't want to curl over and relax. How'd that feel? Good. All right, we're going to transition to 1 more exercise, and this is a very good one. So remember, you can do this from the seated position or the standing position. So first we're going to do seated. All right, have a seat for me, Tiff. So we've incorporated a little bit of core work. Remember, anytime you're doing any exercise, you always want to engage your abs. So what that means is holding those abs in tight. Like right now, I'm still holding my abs in tight. You can't tell because I'm still breathing. So the key is core tightness and breathing. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to stand behind Tiff here. You can do this at home without a weight, or we're going to show you with weights. Lateral raises. So Tiffany's going to put her arms out to the side, downward position. She's going to lift up, nice and easy, and go back down. Now these are 10-pound weights. You can do them with 5-pound weights, or you can do them with no weights at all. Give me 2. Make sure you breathe, Tiff. You got that core engaged for me?
Got it tight.
Good, and give me 1 more. Good, perfect, and relax. Now what you can do, Tiff, we'll show you how to do these without the weights. If you don't feel comfortable enough, if you're just doing post-surgery and you haven't got a good range of motion, take your arms out the same way. Keep the same ball as the fist. You want to just use the resistance of your body. Go down. Give a slight bend in the elbow for me, Tiff. And up. The motion is still there. Still feeling that core right there engagement. Same easy way. So whether you're at home or at the gym, and relax, Tiff, you can do these workouts post-surgery, going into your recovery mode. But the best thing is to stay motivated. Take it 1 step at a time, 1 day at a time. Remember, it's a lifestyle. It's a journey. We're journeying to the next level. All right. Thanks for having me. See you guys next time.
Okay, D'Angelo and Leona, thank you so much for showing these breast cancer survivors what they can do in the gym and at home. But one thing we need to talk about is injury prevention and recovery, because sometimes people can get overzealous and do too much. How do we stop them from doing too much?
It's all about your goals. What we don't want is, it's not a competition. If you're new to fitness, or even if you've been doing it for a while, you want to make sure that you're training to your level. So we want to keep it simple, have a plan when you go in there, execute that plan no matter what else someone else may be doing, and stick to that. That way we prevent injury and we're still moving forward toward our goals.
Not only that, what about pacing? Some people may want to go too fast, and when you go too fast, Leona, that can lead to injury.
You want to take it 1 moment in time. Every day is a step-by-step process. And I always like to say smooth is fast. When you work out, take your time. Don't try to do any movements that you don't know how to do. Stick with what your trainer is giving you and just take it 1 day at a time, 1 step at a time, 1 moment at a time. That's all you need. Nothing more.
And once they're finished their exercising, what about recovery?
Recovery has a lot to do with nutrition and rest. I know a lot of the focus is on, oh, I was in the gym 2 hours, or I did 1,000 pounds. really. You want to make sure that that you're focusing on your rest. You actually build muscle at rest, which is what most people don't focus on. I mean, it's good for your physical recovery, your mental recovery, but it's going to help you increase your gains. So naps are important, making sure you're getting that full 8, if we can get 8 hours of sleep, and a proper nutrition and hydration. Hydration is also important, so enough water. So it's not the old adage of 8 glasses a day or whatever your current consumption is. You want to be sure that you're drinking more than that because your body's going to demand more. I mean, whether that's in the winter when it's not as hot and you're not perspiring as much, but also you got to think about how much water you're losing at night. When you sleep, we lose up to a quart of water just through respiration, just through our breathing. So we want to make sure that we're drinking plenty of water. As a rule, I try to encourage people to just try to push for a gallon. And the way that you're able to do that is eliminate all the sugary drinks, your lattes, and all those things that contain a lot of calories so that we're reducing our caloric intake and we're contributing to our recovery.
No lattes? No lattes, Leona? No lattes? I mean, I got to keep water next to the bed. I have to drink no more water and
A gallon a day. Keeps the pain away. Now, the other thing is too, you don't want to do any more. A lot of people try to work out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days in a row. You want to break that time up. So if you get a 30-minute workout, even a 10-minute workout, that's perfect. Sometimes too much is too much. Just take it basics. So if you do for 10 minutes, make it a good quality 10 minutes. And that 10 minutes will definitely feel like an hour when you get done.
And one of the things that you guys both mentioned was nutrition. And nutrition is going to play a huge part. Actually, 80% of your success is going to come from what you eat. And right now, joining us is Dana McGee with some more nutrition tips.
Hi, my name is Dana McGee, and I am a registered dietitian with Rebecca Bitzer and Associates. Today I'm going to be giving you some tips of how to lower your risk for cancer, and we'll start with just building up your healthy diet. So the most important thing is that you're eating healthfully, but that doesn't mean that it's 100% of the time. It's the combination of these nutrients that really keep us healthy, and it's not just one specific one. So we want to make sure that you're getting the variety that you need. So again, those reds, those deep oranges, the yellows, a mix of those, even if you can just find one in each color that you can live with, let's get that into your diet. So this is your tip for how to lower your risk of cancer, and I hope to see you next week.
One in 8 women will encounter breast cancer in their lifetime. Last year, Laurel resident Lisa Allison came face to face with the disease, and she made an exercise routine a part of her battle plan. This is her story. It happened on a Friday, March 8, 2013, when Lisa Allison heard the 4 words every woman dreads when she goes to the doctor. You have breast cancer. However, the situation grew worse very quickly. Her cancer was aggressive, and just 13 days later, she was told she was in stage 4 and only had 2 months to live. Describe that moment when you heard from the doctor, you have stage 4 breast cancer.
When I was first diagnosed, actually I found the lump myself because I'm too young to get mammograms. And so when I went to the doctor, they thought that I would be stage 2, stage 3. But then I got a body scan, I was actually stage 4. It had moved from the original side of the tumor of the breast and went to my mediastinum. And so hearing those words that I'm stage 4 and worst case scenario, may have months to live, I was devastated. It was kind of like an out-of-body experience. I could hear the doctor, but it's just like the Charlie Brown commercial where you hear the teacher go womp, womp, womp. That's all I could hear.
Instead of getting out her bucket list, Lisa, with the help of her sister, mapped out a battle plan. When you hear stage 4, some people think, okay, let me get my bucket list done because I don't have much time left. For you, that was not an option. It was always, I'm going to fight.
Right. It was never an option. Never. My first session, I told myself, this is what I want. I want to live, and I want to do what it takes to live. And so after that, basically I put it in God's hands and put the faith in Him to pull me through this.
Push.
The chemotherapy treatment started immediately and took their toll. Lisa lost her hair, her eyebrows, and gained weight from the steroids she had to take. After 2 months of the grueling regimen, she reached out to strength and conditioning expert D'Angelo Kennard for help.
Because I've had other clients in a similar situation, to a degree I was prepared, but knowing her on a personal level, I wasn't. So my first thought was I would do whatever I could to assist her in this fight.
He helping me exercise and actually show that I can do this. I can run. I had a shortness of breath as well. So exercising every day and going through the routines helped me build strength within myself, which helped me build strength to fight. Before I looked at it as losing weight, and now I look at it as building strength.
At 7 a.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays, D'Angelo and Lisa meet for an intense workout session. And while for some working out is about vanity, for Lisa it is about survival. Not only has she seen an increase in her energy level, her blood work has improved and her mental state is stronger.
I exercise more, eat healthier. I focus on the positive things and keep the negativity away. Kind of like take lemons and make lemonade. You just take the positive things out of the situation.
If nothing else, just from a mental approach, because everything that you have to encounter during the fight, and again, and having a variety of clients that have dealt with different types of cancers, that's one thing I've seen that it strengthens them.
Today, Lisa is cancer-free, but she is more aware of how quickly breast cancer can ravage your body. She had no symptoms in March of 2013, only a noticeable change in the shape of her left breast before being told she only had months to live. Now she is using her story to help others.
Just the fact of it being a testimony for me. I'm able to share with others. Since my fight, I've known a couple people who have been diagnosed, and them just being around me and seeing my fight has helped them. So that's been a blessing as well.
Do you tell them to exercise?
I do. Exercise is key. I definitely tell them. That's one thing. I never stop doing things as far as exercising, working. I try to keep myself busy and active.
Got it. You got it. It's individuals like her that really get me going and get me out of the bed in the morning, and particularly at 4 in the morning, you know, you need your inspiration as well. But I mean, she's doing great. I'm hoping that she's exceeded her expectations and her own goals, and I'm always setting something new. So that was just a start, and we all know that there's obviously a risk of the cancer returning, but we're going to fight the fight. We're going to be prepared for whatever the battle may come.
I feel that my time here is not done, and that there's still a lot of life there, and I want to continue to be here, so I did what it takes to do it.
Coming up next month on Fitness 365, it's race season. So if you're preparing for your run for fun, your first 5K, your first 10K, or a marathon, watch our show. This woman has run 27 marathons, and the question is, why?
Because I love it and it's fun.
Why is it so much fun?
I don't know, it's setting a goal. So you do one marathon, you get a specific time, and then you're wondering, can I do better the next time? So then you enter into another marathon and you do better that marathon, and you're like, I wonder if I could do better. So it's just a motivational thing. It's your individual race. It's not you against anybody else. You're just racing for your time. So that's what makes it that much more competitive.
And you just didn't get the answer before 27. Okay. All right. What about you, D? You going to run any marathons?
As you can see, I'm more built for speed, but more recently I have engaged in a lot of 5Ks, the popular mud runs and things like that. So it can be fun. I'm not a distance guy. I won't be doing a marathon, but I don't know if I want to drive that far. But I do like to run, and it's a good mix-up. I mean, you know, I do a lot of heavy lifting, so I like to challenge myself.
Okay. So on the next show, we're going to show you how to get your legs stronger and increase your endurance for the racing season. Also, remember, you can follow us at the City of Maryland Facebook page. Where can we find you, D'Angelo?
You can find me at advancedsportsperformance.com. That's ADVANCED sportsperformance.com.
Okay, and Leona, when people are trying to get in touch with you, where do we go?
You can email me at conversionfitness@gmail.com.
All right. Guys, thank you so much for joining us for our show on breast cancer. You gave us some great advice, and you gave the people out there some great advice and exercises to help them get stronger. And see you next time on Fitness 365.